Alexander Volkanovski's case for being the UFC's greatest ever featherweight champion is growing, but is he there yet? When looking at fighters in any type of combat, there are three measurements to assess just how great a fighter is. The first is a world title. It's irrefutable evidence that someone isn't just good, they're the best in the world. At least they are on the night, but that's good enough. Think the middleweight champ Michael Bisping. In his last 13 fights, he lost almost as many times as he won, but in that time he scored a huge upset to win the title. No one is ever going to say he's the greatest, but for that alone you can't deny that the count is great. Volk legitimately won the title, so he's already ticked that box. The second measurement is the number of times you've been the world champ. That's why Evander Holyfield is always amongst the top 10 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. The real deal is the only boxer in heavyweight history to be the world champion on 4 separate occasions. He may have lost the title, but he kept getting it back, and that's a big part of what makes him one of the greatest heavyweights in history. Volk has only been the champ once, but that doesn't matter, because the third measurement, which is arguably the most important, is defenses. Many consider the heavyweight boxing champ Joe Louis to be the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time, which could seem odd at first glance. At 6'1" and 97 kilos, it's hard to imagine the Brown Bomber beating, for example, the 6'9", 120-kilo Tyson Fury. Except that doesn't matter. In the 1930s and 40s, Louis made 25 consecutive defenses of the heavyweight world title, and his reign lasted for 11 years. No boxer in any division has beaten that, and that's what for many makes him the greatest. Maybe not the best, but the greatest. This is where Volk's claim in the UFC featherweight division comes unstuck, because the great Jose Aldo made 7 consecutive defenses, and Volk has only made 4. Now we know Volk can beat him, because Volk did beat him, but Aldo has 3 more defenses. And when you're comparing 2 men across the division, with only 1 reign apiece, how do you deny Aldo's place as the greatest featherweight in UFC history? This doesn't mean Volk isn't great, and there are other measurements you can take into account. But is Alexander the Great the greatest? Not yet.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.